Oftentimes, we think we're being nice and loving and kind and compassionate and empathetic and helping people, and we're really doing them more harm and a disservice than good. And it has detrimental long term consequences for their lives and your relationship with them. And my name is Steve. For those new to the channel, I'm the Affordable Life Coach. I encourage everybody to give a try for a complimentary consultation. Email is in the description, and then the prices are ridiculously low afterwards. And everybody benefits from having some support and getting a different perspective on their lives and some honest feedback. And that's one of the things. I've been coaching for 15 years. And when I first started coaching, I was wanted to be the kind, understanding, empathetic, compassionate coach. While there is space and room for that, what can end up happening is when we have people in our lives that are disrespecting us, are emotional bullies, emotional manipulators, are perpetual victims, are always want to blame other people for their challenges, struggles, strife, problems in their life, or they're really hard on themselves and they blame themselves. And we want to be loving and virtue signal. Look what a good person I am. I'm caring about you. I'm supporting you. I'm feeding into your self limiting beliefs, or I'm not pushing back at your toxic behavior. And every year I get about one or two clients that I call highly defensive personalities, that they are just will twist your words. And I'm sure you've all run into these types of people. Will twist your words, will try to blame you, will turn things around, will gaslight you, will emotionally manipulate you, will try to get control in the conversation or the relationship. And these could be friends, it could be coworkers, it could be bosses, it could be romantic partners. And what they look for are people pleasers, or it's not even people pleasers. I don't like that term. It's cowards. Because what a people pleaser is someone that's really afraid to tell the truth and speak their mind. They're cowards. And what we work on in coaching is changing that into courageous communication. And that's something that we're not taught from a young age. We're taught to be polite, be respectful, don't upset anyone, don't hurt anyone's feelings. And it turns us into weaklings, and it makes our relationships fake, shallow, superficial. And we think that being nice, being overly tolerant of all kinds of behaviors and personalities and emotional manipulation is a good thing. We're being loving. And we're not. And we're not people pleasing for them. We're pleasing ourselves because we're too afraid to say the truth. And in in coaching, about I get about so everyone's on a spectrum. I get some clients that are most people are probably somewhere in the middle of being able to handle constructive feedback and being radically honest with my clients is a challenge because it takes so much energy. And this is why most people aren't honest with defensive people or just people in general, because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be if you're sharing it with another person, the other person that you're giving honest feedback is going to judge you, is going to reject you, is going to criticize you, is going to be upset with you, and is going to like want to engage in verbal judo with you. And it's so exhausting. And don't take the bait. They'll try to hook you in to maintain the control in the relationship or the conversation or the social dynamic. And you just have to be firm with them, honest with them, and stand your ground and set boundaries. And so I work with both sides. I work with some people are, most people are in the middle. They can handle constructive feedback. Sometimes they'll push back if they think it's not accurate, not correct, or it's just something that they're very insecure about or in denial about. And then you get people that are just completely agreeable, passive, and will take on the constructive feedback. And these are issues you bring up in the relationship that are bothering you, that create distance or friction or frustration. And they'll say, yes, oh, I agree. And yeah, oh, that makes sense. And oh, I'm sorry that I do that. And then they continue the same behavior week after week. Or another thing that they'll say is, oh, okay, it's something I'm going to work on. And I get clients and just people in life in general that are just perpetually working on something that is going to happen in the future. And what we want to see is action. And that's what I focus on. It's not you're working on it, you're doing some mental or inner gymnastics, or you're watching YouTube videos, you're reading books, or you're even doing coaching. Coaching without action is you're just fooling yourself into thinking that you're making progress or watching videos or reading books. The most important thing you need to see in yourself and with other people is action. Action is all that counts. And even if it's small actionable steps. But the thing that I've learned doing this for 15 years is the greatest benefit or blessing I can be to my clients is just tell them the truth. Be honest, give them the constructive feedback, and challenge them. Because if we are not challenged, we will fall back into our comfort zone. And what is our comfort zone? We like safety, security, and approval and comfort. And so it's human nature to want to take that path of least resistance and for things to be pleasant. We, I never get a client that starts off coaching with me and says, hey, Steve, you know what? I've been stuck in my comfort zone for so many years, and I want you to help me do things that make me uncomfortable. I want you to help me to strengthen my muscle of courage through action and through accountability. Oh, and we have accountability in coaching. So it's no more, oh, I'm going to do this, and then you don't follow through. We focus on small incremental baby steps. We focus on accountability and we focus on progress. And it's so liberating when you engage in life and other people and with yourself with this type of energy and attitude and mindset. Because one of the things that is so exhausting when we're talking with other people is navigating. It's like walking on a lake and navigating where's the ice too thin and I might fall in and get cold or get uncomfortable. And we walk on a tightrope, censoring ourselves, saying, how can I say this in a way that the person's going to receive it? We got to stop doing that because that takes so much more mental effort than just speaking truth. And what I tell clients is if your value system is approval, if your value system is being comfortable and getting acceptance and not having friction and confrontation with people, not yelling, but just discomfort in the conversation, you're going to live a life of mediocrity. Your relationships are not going to be rich and full and deep. They're going to be shallow. And it's so exciting to see people take off the chains, the ball and chain that they walk around in life with of being phony. Maybe it's only 20% phony or fake or cowardly in their communication and just even the decisions that they make in life. And when clients, especially new clients, the clients that have been with me for a while, they know what to expect. And that's something that they value, that I'm going to tell them the truth, even though it's much harder for me because it does take, it's a much more challenging to have to go up to, against someone's defense mechanisms. And let's talk about the other side of the spectrum. Every year, I probably get one or two clients that are highly defensive personality types. And you've probably experienced them in your life. And they will not look and take ownership that, oh my gosh, I am defensive. I don't receive constructive feedback well. And it's part of a personality. I call we have personality modules or parts of our personality that hijacks their personality, and the defensive personality type is hijacked their soul, their being, their brain. And it's constantly on alert looking for threats and a way to protect itself. So it takes, when someone is very honest with them or gives them that constructive feedback, as a threat to their identity, a threat to their security, a threat that, oh, this person is going to um, hurt me or harm me if I don't push back and attack back. And it's just simply not the case. It's a prison if and look at yourself in the mirror, because we all have that instinctual need to defend ourselves because we're protecting our image, we're protecting our ego. We think if we allow other people to criticize us, that it's going to damage our status. And sometimes maybe that might be the case. Most of the time it's not the case, but then we have to ask ourselves, at what cost? If I'm in defensive mode, what is the cost that I'm paying? And the cost is, highly defensive people are used to other people giving them a wide berth, being a little bit afraid of them, walking on eggshells around them. And so they don't tell them how they truly feel. And what happens is people just avoid them, or they have shallow, superficial relationships with them, or they just don't tell them the truth and don't have real conversations with them. And it's they're not pleasant people to be around. But until a person recognizes, hey, I am a highly defensive person, you're not going to get better, because what they tend to do is blame everyone else. They might take some responsibility. Oh, I do this, but yeah, but he or she does this, that, and the other, and I'm justified for being defensive. I'm justified for being angry. And they're just miserable people to be around. They really are. They're not enjoyable. And their wall is so high that you can't connect with them. And one of the things that I really love in coaching, even though it's extremely challenging, and the most rewarding things in life are challenging, is taking that wall down brick by brick and letting them see the freedom and the beauty and the openness and the authenticity and the honesty, and that other people, they can't harm you with words unless you allow them, and that other people can have opinions about you that you don't agree with, and you don't need to defend and fight. No, that's not true. You'll have such a deep sense of inner peace when you take down that wall. Take down the wall. And the other thing that's beautiful is people and usually you see in couples, one person is the highly defensive personality. Not always. I mean, there's obviously a lot of healthy relationships where the communication is an open, authentic, real. It's not sugar coated. each partner feels like they could say what's on their mind without feeling threatened or pushback or that it's going to escalate. But that's rare. Most people are somewhere in the middle. And then if you get someone that's on the extreme end of the highly defensive personality type, you'll usually find they'll usually find a partner that's more passive, that's an avoider, that just avoids uncomfortable conversations or avoids spending time alone with them or avoids having real close connected communication, honest communication with them. And so it's really exciting in coaching to build those people up, to give them the tools, and we role play and practice how to have these challenging conversations, how to be honest in your life, how to be honest with yourself is the starting point. And then I get clients that their whole life is stuck in a rut or stuck in the comfort zone, and they've rationalized it. When we are living a life that's not fulfilling, but there's a huge gap for us to get to the other side that's scary, we will rationalize our self limiting beliefs, our stagnation, our mediocrity, our complacency. And it's so easy to do. Oh, it's because, you know, I'm actually happy at my corporate job because it's stable, there's room for growth, it has benefits. But deep down inside, this is not, they know this is not their path, but they just compromise and settle. And that's what we do. We settle because it's short term, it's easier. But look at what is the long term consequences. And having a coach, someone that is going to help you cross that gap and give you the tools, give you the encouragement, give you the support, man, it's like having a new lease on life, and it's really living. It's living life, living a meaningful life is it's courageous, it's risky, it's adventurous, it's having that growth mindset. And what I tell clients is like, we want to wake up every day and go, what mistakes am I going to make? What risks that I might fail at? What conversations, when me being honest with someone, might not go the way I wanted and might cause them to feel uncomfortable, or them or their feelings to be hurt, or my feelings to be hurt. What things can I learn about myself? How can I do things to stretch my comfort zone? Like, we don't need to travel around the world or have these outlandish, climb Mount Everest or jump out of planes or go to alcohol and drugs or shopping addiction or spend countless hours on the internet. If you start looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, how can I stretch myself? How can I grow? How can I push my comfort zone? Life, daily life becomes exciting and adventurous and interesting, and you break out of that rut. And it just starts with just telling the truth, being honest, keeping your word. I can't believe how many people that I deal with, that's what we have to start with. That I coach is just keeping their word. They will say things to other people, they'll say things to me, they'll say things to themselves, and they don't follow through, and so they don't trust themselves. And it's just, life is just like a bird in the wind or a sailboat in the middle of the ocean. You just ride on that energy that is, it's kind of like invisible. You don't see it, but it just pushes you and you glide along in life instead of things being so much controlled or a struggle or fearful or anxious or stressful. It's just a much more peaceful way to live if we just start being honest, being real. And again, it starts with ourselves. And if you would like support with this, send me an email in the description. Like I said, the consultation is absolutely complimentary, no obligation afterwards. And then the sessions are ridiculously affordable afterwards. Thank you for watching. I know it's been a little while since my last video, so thanks for hanging in there, supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. Even if it's $1 or $5, it means a lot to me, and it shows that you're getting value from these videos and you want me to continue making these videos. And if you want to share them, please do so. If you find this valuable, please consider subscribing to the channel. And yeah, I look forward to the next video. Thanks for watching.